If you take the top 100 defaulters of a loan, you will find 80% will be from the north. What you need is not draft policy of how you give the loan, but a policy on how do you eradicate that poverty. Most of the people who have made this policy would not have ever taken a gold loan in their life. The threshold limit of 2 lakhs is a pittance amount in these days. The government wants to remove the opportunity of a common man accessing cash. Now, from organized loans to unorganized loans is what is worrying all of us.
Hello, Federal viewers. Welcome to a special interview with Mr. K.E. Raghunathan, who heads the National Association of Entrepreneurs. We will be talking to him about the impact of the new draft guidelines regarding the gold loan issued by the RBI. Hello, sir. Welcome to the show. Sir, as a chairperson of a National Association of Entrepreneurs, what's your first thoughts about the draft of the RBI? And Union Finance Minister also brought in a couple of recommendations to defer this guidelines. What's your opinion, sir?
Last year, the data shows the gold loan in India has crossed the highest in the record of the country. And therefore, there are a lot of defaults which have started coming in, and there are a lot of private players who are growing every day in a market. Let's take Manappuram, for example, Manappuram Gold Finance, and there are a lot of gold financing organizations that emerged in the market. So the RBI thought it is necessary for them to bring out a guidelines based on which the NBFCs as well as the nationalized banks can lend the money for a gold borrower.
So we hear a lot of criticism from the southern part of India against these gold loan guidelines, but we could not hear much noise from the northern parts of India. Why do you think so?
Essentially, I attribute it to 3 aspects. Number one, they probably have not understood the gravity of this law. Now, any law that is brought in or the rule that is brought in is for the law abiders. South, for example, has the highest element of repayment capacity. If you take any type of loan, whether it's a business loan or a personal loan or a credit card loan or individual loans, housing loans, you take any loans in the whole country, if you take the top 100 defaulters of a loan, you will find 80% will be from the north.
Any study reports say that, sir?
You take the names of the top 100 defaulters of corporates, you will find yourself where the most of them have been coming from. The highest elements would be coming from the north aspect. Number one. Number two, they have a mentality of we will handle it when a bridge comes. We know how to handle it. So they can feel the pain only when it hurts them. Whereas we would like to foresee it. We would like to see what problems will come if this law comes into effect and then raise our voice for not bringing that effort. So I'm actually making a statement which can criticize me for this statement that the defaulters majority belongs to North India is what I am trying to make here. Point number 3, the gold loans are there. They probably go to pawnbrokers or individuals in creating the loan from the gold, which the rule doesn't cover them.
So how often does MSME, small entrepreneurs, face the situation to take gold loan, and why it is necessary for them?
Why an MSME needs a gold loan? That's the last resort actually an entrepreneur gets into, because it's called also an emotional loan. Now, I run a business, for example, and I need some emergency cash. I have already used my bank loans facilities or overdraft facilities or borrowers from my customers, borrowers from my suppliers, borrowers from the friends and relatives. I have exhausted all my parameters, but I still have a last resort of meeting some urgent commitments. It can be a check coming in the bank in the morning at 10 o'clock, which has to be passed, otherwise you are in danger. Or it can be a salary commitments, or it can be buying a raw material, which has suddenly the prices have fallen and you want to invest more onto the raw material stock.
Gold loan is one big hope for them.
That is the last hope for them. That is what I meant. It is not the first hope for them where they can say, okay, I can go to the next option. This is the last option for an entrepreneur.
Why do you think government wants to bring in many regulations while a gold loan market is growing like anything?
The way the desperateness of the people to survive is going, and the inflation is going, and the uncertainty is increasing to cost month on a month basis, and the percentage of the people who are falling into the middle income and the lower middle income is increasing in India, I'm sure the loans will always be higher and higher and higher. Now, from organized loans to unorganized loans is what is worrying all of us. Personal loans are worrying all of us. Credit card defaults are worrying all of us. And the gold loans are worrying all of us because these are the final resource which is given for an individual to survive the life. And we have already entered that phase. What you need is not draft policy of how you give the loan, but a policy on how do you eradicate that poverty. The government is not restricting, the government is regulating the gold loans. It is bringing in a policy guideline so that too many players have come and too many methodologies of distribution has come, too many human interface has come, too many individual policies have come. So the government wants to regulate so that the interest of the institution is protected first. And I'm not too sure, did the RBI consult the consumers before evolving the draft policy? If they have, then it is not adequately covered because the views of the people have come into the surface only after the draft policy is released. Actually, the RBI should have done the draft policy after consulting the people.
Okay.
And I'm sure
Sir,
most of the people who have made this policy would not have ever taken a gold loan in their life. The RBI should frame the macro level guidelines and not the micro level guidelines.
Sir, in the budget speech, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said the government is trying to put cash in the hand of the people. But what you are saying is government wants to micromanage people.
The government wants to remove the opportunity of a common man accessing cash. That's a pity. They would like procedural aspects more than the survival aspects. The gold loan has to be looked at it from an emotional point of view. It cannot be considered as an additional access to finance. It is a last resort of raising the funds.
What's your opinion on the cap fixed by the finance minister as 2 lakh for the small borrowers?
I am very happy and appreciate Honorable Finance Minister has understood the gravity of the situation and has deferred this and brought in a threshold limit as a suggestion. But unfortunately, in my opinion, the draft policy has not addressed main aspect of the loan. The threshold limit of 2 lakhs is a pittance amount in these days. As I mentioned to you, an entrepreneur resorts to this based on the value of gold which he has in him. Now, you have already cut his wings by saying, I'll only lend you up to 75%. Now, if I want to have 2 lakhs of money, then I should have at least about 3 lakhs of gold. Now, 3 lakhs of gold in these days with the sovereign's value is pittance on anybody, number one. And number two, as per the finance minister herself, that up to even 1 lakh a month salary, somebody need not pay their income tax. 12 lakhs is the ceiling. So according to her, even 1 lakh has no means to survive in the world for an individual family. Now, how you care that 2 lakhs as an emergency limit of a gold loan will be able to help an entrepreneur survive.
What were the necessary guidelines should have been included in this draft guidelines? What are the misses?
Recovery process. If there is a default, like an NPA norms, there is no norms have been established in the gold loan sector. There is no guideline or a law which governs the unscrupulous elements, such as the pawnbrokers lending as well as the individual private company entities entry. So these are the aspects which the RBI missed out in their draft proposals. One is the interest cap. They should have also brought in the guidelines on how much is the interest one can charge. the RBI guideline has not understood the gravity of the speed of giving the money. The speed is very essential. As I told you, it is an ICU treatment. How fast you recover the person is more important than on what terms you recover the person.